Alright, picture this. A guy in all white holding a wooden racket serves underhand, and the crowd claps politely like it's afternoon tea at Wimbledon. Back in the day, and I mean way back before 1968, tennis was more about tradition than competition. Tennis lived in black and white, and players looked like they were heading to a wedding, not a match. This was the pre-Open era, a time when amateurs played the Grand Slams and pros weren't even allowed in the building. Yep, imagine telling LeBron he can't play in the NBA Finals because he's too good. No prize money, no TV deals, just gentlemanly vibes and questionable fashion choices. But despite that, we had legends such as Bill Tilden, who was basically tennis's first rock star. Then came Don Budge, who won all 4 slams in 1 year before it was cool. And finally, Pancho Gonzalez, who could probably serve through a wall. Because in this era, it wasn't about who got paid, it was about who was remembered. This era was classy, but closed off, and tennis needed a shake-up. Spoiler alert, it got one. In 1968, tennis finally opened its doors and said, hey, maybe we should let the best players actually play. The Open era was born. Now the pros and amateurs were together in the same tournaments, and let me tell you, things got spicy. Prize money started flowing. TV cameras showed up. Players started hitting harder, running faster, and making tennis a real sport. And just like that, tennis changed forever. We saw the rise of Björn Borg with his ice-cold stare and rock star hair, McEnroe, who basically invented on-court tantrums, Navratilova, Evert, Sampras, Agassi. The list is stacked. Welcome to the big league. This wasn't just game, set, match anymore, but now it was. Game, set, story. The sport got faster. The rackets got lighter. The drama, oh, it multiplied. This was the era that gave tennis its swagger. And while the sport opened up, so did the emotions. Players started showing fight. Fans started choosing sides. The press started telling narratives, not just results. The Open era created a foundation. It set the table for what would come next. It brought the best to the same battlefield. Because in this new age of tennis, every match was a story waiting to be told. Then came the Big Three era, or as I like to call it, the reason every tennis argument ends in a GOAT debate. Or you could say, gods among mortals. From the early 2000s until basically yesterday, Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic were not just good. They were mythically good. Like, you can't be serious good. Federer made tennis look like ballet. Effortless, elegant, like he was gliding. He walked onto a tennis court and turned it into a museum. His footwork, poetry, his forehand, precision, his one-handed backhand, a highlight reel by itself. By 2009, the guy had 15 Grand Slam titles. We thought the GOAT debate was over. Done. Put it in the trophy cabinet and lock it. But the thing is, Federer's dominance forced the others to evolve. Then came Rafa Nadal, the ultimate disruptor. The guy wore sleeveless shirts, had muscles carved out of granite, and treated every point like a fight for survival. He didn't just beat Federer on clay, he dethroned him at Wimbledon in 2008 in what many call the greatest tennis match ever played. Rain delays, darkness, 5 sets of pure drama, and when Rafa fell to the ground in victory, a new era had arrived. Federer had elegance, Nadal pure grit and fire. That guy could play a 5-hour match and still have energy to do sprints. Nadal brought war, and just when we thought that rivalry couldn't get any better, Novak Djokovic walked in like, hold my gluten-free diet. He wasn't accepted at first. He was the third wheel, but he didn't care. He studied the greats and then beat them at their own game. Flexibility like a gymnast, defense like a wall, mental toughness unmatched. In 2011, Novak had one of the greatest seasons in tennis history. 10 wins over Nadal and Federer, 3 Grand Slam titles, and the kind of resilience that said, I'm not just here to join the party, I'm here to take over. And now, arguably the statistical GOAT. And here's the craziest part, they were all active at the same time. Let that sink in. Imagine Jordan, LeBron and Kobe all peaking at once. That's what this was. Between them, they won over 60 Grand Slams. 60, that's not an era, that's a monopoly. And look, shit, this wasn't just a three-man show. You can't talk about this era without mentioning the unsung heroes who would have been legends in any other timeline. Andy Murray, the working class hero from Scotland. 3 Grand Slam titles, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, beat Djokovic, Federer and Nadal in finals, and oh yeah, carried British tennis on his back for 77 years of Wimbledon drought. Another one was Stan Wawrinka, aka the Swiss Sledgehammer. 3 Grand Slams, each against one of the big three. That backhand criminally underrated. When Stan was in the zone, even the gods had no answers. These guys were not side characters, and they were just stuck in a trilogy starring 3 immortals. It was how they elevated the sport. They changed training, diet, recovery, mental coaching. Kids growing up didn't just want to win, they wanted to be legendary. Tennis became a global obsession. Fans chose sides like it was Game of Thrones. And on the women's side, Serena Williams was the boss. She won 23 Grand Slams, reshaped women's tennis, and probably lifted more trophies than you've had coffees. This was the golden age. If tennis was Netflix, this was its Emmy-winning show. But time, as always, marches on. Federer retired in 2022 in tears alongside Nadal. Nadal injuries have taken their toll. Djokovic still going because apparently the man drinks from the fountain of youth. But we all know that golden chapter is closing, and we were lucky, so lucky, to witness it. And now we're here, the post-Big Three era, the Who's next generation. Federer's retired, Nadal's part-time, and Djokovic is still out here, refusing to age. But the new blood is hungry. For 20 years, you could look at a Grand Slam draw and predict the final. Federer versus Nadal. Djokovic versus Federer. Nadal versus Djokovic. That triangle ruled everything. But now, welcome to the chaos. Now it's anyone's game. The draw opens up, underdogs break through, new names are winning titles. The age of dominance is over, and the age of opportunity is here. Carlos Alcaraz hits like Nadal, moves like Djokovic, smiles like Federer, a cheat code. At just 20 years old, he won the US Open. Then at Wimbledon 2023, he beat Novak Djokovic in a final that felt like a torch-passing moment. Big stage, big pressure, and Carlos didn't blink. He's not just good, he's generational. And if Alcaraz is the flamethrower, Jannik Sinner is the ice pick. Quiet, precise, unshakable. He doesn't shout. He slices you apart. His 2024 Australian Open win was proof. Down 2 sets in the final, no panic. Just laser-focused ball striking and a comeback for the ages. Sinner's not here for fame, he's here for legacy. But it's not just 2 guys at the top. We've got a generation of disruptors, all with different styles and personalities. And Holger Rune, Shelton, and a dozen more trying to write their own legacy. Women's tennis, wide open and fire. Iga Swiatek is dominating. Coco Gauff is the new American hero. And every slam feels like a plot twist. This era is fast, unpredictable, and global. One day you're a nobody, the next day you're holding a trophy in front of 15,000 people. Is it chaotic? Yes. Is it exciting? Also, yes. Are we witnessing the start of another golden age? Only time will tell. This era isn't just about new names, it's about a whole new game. Sports science is next level. Mental health and mindfulness are part of the training. Players are coming in younger, faster, more complete. And tech, we've got AI match analysis, smart sensors, and line calls handled by robots. Seriously, no more. You cannot be serious, because now there's no one to yell at. This is the no guarantees era. There's no Federer to save the day, no Rafa to storm the clay, no Novak to stop the upset. And that's the beauty of it. Every match is a question, every tournament is a story waiting to be written. We don't know who the next GOAT will be, And for the first time in 2 decades, that mystery makes tennis feel alive again. And yeah, it's bittersweet. We all miss the big 3 battles, the rivalries, the late night 5-setters that made us believe in magic. But just like every era before it, this one will build its own legends. New rivalries will form, new records will be broken, and someday we'll look back and say, that's when it all began again. And hey, if you made it this far, you're not just a viewer, you're part of the squad now. We don't just watch tennis, we live it. Every point has a story, and we tell them all. Peace.